Aloha, namaste. My name is Janapati Das, and welcome tonight for Experience Meditation. I know it's been a little while since we've had our meditation class, but here we are again. Wonderful to see you all. Let me offer my most humble respects to you for tuning in. I'd like to take this opportunity now to remind you that we do have Yoga Kirtan Hawaii has a YouTube channel. If you have not gone to subscribe to that channel, please subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube Yoga Kirtan Hawaii channel. We're constantly uploading these videos on kirtan, meditation, classes, and so on to the Yoga Kirtan Hawaii YouTube channel. So please go subscribe there. If you already have subscribed to that channel, remember to comment, share the videos with your friends, and also like those. That increases the algorithm in which we get the wonderful classes that we have to continue reverberating out into the universe. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to teach a class on meditation, basic mantra meditation. So I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, to offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual teacher, Jagat Guru Siddhaswarapananda Paramhamsa Srila Prabhupada, who taught me everything I know about this meditation that I'm going to teach you tonight. So if this is your first time, you probably might be curious about what exactly meditation might be. What you may have thought that maybe meditation is something you do when you sit with your eyes closed, or maybe you're just sitting by the stream kind of watching the water, or we use this term meditate for so many different things, and usually it refers to putting our mind and our focus on something, or maybe just silence, or the sounds going on, or maybe a flame, or numbers, or there's so many ideas about what exactly meditation is. And so with this idea that meditation is to put your mind on something, the more clear definition of meditation is putting your mind and your focus on something that will actually give you satisfaction and happiness and peace. And that's where we come into this term of mantra meditation. So mantra comes from two Sanskrit words, man, which means the mind, and tra, which means to draw away. So that this is a spiritual sound vibration that we either speak or sing or hear, basically engaging with the senses of hearing and touching and seeing. And that will lift the mind out of the material worries and stresses and confusion and anger and whatnot, all the wonderful things that we experience in this material world with our mind. But it will lift us and place it into the spiritual world. In other words, the spiritual sound vibration is something that we still engage in. So it's not necessarily that we try to blank out things or think of nothing, to take away from the external world. We actually utilize the sound vibration of the mantras to help our mind not just calm down and have a peaceful experience, but that's more of a side effect of actually tasting something that we really are satisfied and happy with. In other words, this is what we seek in this world, is some kind of happiness or satisfaction. We try so many different things to engage in this material world that don't bring us happiness or satisfaction. In other words, we meditate on so many things through the day, the anger, the frustration, the political discourse that we're on this side or on that side, and we're yelling at each other, or maybe we're stressed out at work and we're thinking about those, but those things don't really bring us any kind of satisfaction. And even when we try to put our minds on things, the Netflixes, and just to get away from all the stress, the music, or maybe thinking about some girl or boy, or just trying to have, maybe even going and looking at nature, which is peaceful but doesn't really satisfy, because in reality the understanding is that we are not our bodies or our minds, but we are actually a spiritual entity, and for that we need spiritual food, and that's why we have mantra meditation, because mantras are from the spiritual and they are not material. So in other words, we can actually be thinking of, sometimes there are certain philosophies in so-called meditation that say that you can just focus your mind on anything or say anything, so if you say peanut butter sandwiches or peanut butter, you might, oh well, I like peanut butter, so it might be, even put a little groovy musical thing to it, like peanut butter, and then, but after a while you get kind of like, oh, okay, I can't handle this anymore. You don't want to say that anymore, because it's a material sound vibration, and therefore, because we're not material but spiritual, it's not really satisfying. But the mantra, whereas maybe initially we may not, because we've been so engaged in the material world that we're used to that, we may not be attracted to it initially, but the more we practice it, the more sweet and wonderful it actually becomes, because this hearing and repeating of the mantra will help cleanse the heart of the impurities of the material consciousness, to basically be able to taste and understand why we're here, what's the purpose of our life, and what we should be doing, what our relationship with God is. So a very lofty but a wonderful thing. But at first, when you're practicing these mantra meditation practices that I'm going to teach you tonight, you don't have to think about it too much. You just engage and practice a little bit at a time. So we're going to take 3 different forms of meditation. So the first one is going to be called Deep Peace Meditation, or Gauranga meditation. So we are taking the mantra, and this is the first mantra that I'm going to teach you, and that is Gauranga. So I'm going to say that in syllables so that we can understand it and we're not tongue-tied about the mantra. So just repeat after me. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. And then we can put those syllables together to say Gauranga. Gauranga. So the first practice we're going to do is going to use this mantra, Gauranga. And what you can do right now is, if you're at home and you're sitting, you can be sitting in your chair, or even lying on your bed, or comfortable. If you find yourself in a car right now driving, that's okay, you can do this, but just focus on your driving, and don't get too much into the practice where you're closing your eyes or something like that. But so what you can do is just make yourself comfortable. If you're lying on your back, you can just relax your body. If you'd like to do some preliminary stretches or yoga, you can take some time to do that, and replay this video later on. So first of all, we're going to take a nice deep breath through our nose. And we'll just exhale audibly, releasing any tension we may have brought about for the day. And, there may be a lot of things going on in our mind right now. We can take those worries and stresses, or anything that is outside of this practice, we can just put it aside. If we want to come back for it later, we're welcome to do that. So just go ahead and inhale again. Exhale audibly. So this practice of breathing is really nice. It's a preliminary pre-meditation. Breathing is called pranayama. It's very beneficial for the body and the mind. Helps calm the mind down, helps relax the body, and helps to prepare us for actual mantra meditation. So in this practice of Gauranga breathing, we are going to inhale with the with the mantra Gauranga in our mind, We just hear it in our mind, Goranga. And then exhale, we're going to audibly say or sing Goranga. And then we will repeat with an inhale with the mantra in our mind, and exhale audibly saying again. And this is how our cycle will go. Now you can follow along with me, or you can go at your own pace. It's okay. I'm going to just add a little ambience with my crystal bowl here. If you don't have a crystal bowl, it's okay. You can practice it with or without an instrument. It's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. Let me get this ambience going here. Inhale with the mantra, Goranga, in your mind. Exhale. Continue with the mantra in your mind. Exhale. Continue. Times. Back to your breathing. So Goranga breathing, very easy to do, anytime, anywhere. Don't need the crystal ball. You can practice it. You feel a little stressed or whatever, or you feel happy, you can just do a couple breathings of Goranga breathing. Get up in the morning just to energize yourself. Do some Goranga breathing. Help to bring yourself down at night. More Goranga breathing. The idea is to apply it in your life as a practice every day. So that's the first Goranga breathing. Very nice, very wonderful, special. So the next form of mantra meditation that we do is called Japa Yoga, Japa meditation. And for this practice, we're going to utilize some beads. I've got my initiated bead. And so for this, we're going to actually utilize these beads. Now, if you have a set of, these are mala beads, they're 108 Tulsi wood beads, and they're kind of big, so, but they don't have to be really big or large. They can be small. Generally, it's good if they're 108 beads with a little head bead on the top. But if you're looking for something initial to kind of get yourself started, you can get some party beads or anything just basically to touch. And the idea is to utilize your senses in the practice of meditation. So our senses do all kinds of things all day long, trying to, once again, meditate or focus on things that we think will bring us happiness. You know, eating this, smelling that, hearing this, touching that. And this is all done for our own kind of satisfaction, thinking, well, I'm my body, I'm my mind, these kinds of things will actually bring me happiness, which they won't, actually, because we're spiritual beings. So we have to redirect this to a spiritual practice. And this practice of mantra meditation is a spiritual practice. So therefore, the touching of the beads is a spiritual practice, as long as we're saying the mantras with them, And that was what we'll say. So speaking, and instead of speaking the nonsense, any kind of nonsense of this and that, and whatever the latest news of the day, I actually am speaking the spiritual sound vibrations in the practice. I'm also hearing that. And also any living entity that I happen to come across, whether they're in bodies of very little small amoebas or mosquitoes or humans or dogs or plants or trees, whatever they might be, they're going to benefit as well. So it's not just a benefit for myself, but it's also a benefit for other living beings. So now what we do is at the top here, we're going to actually, excuse me a minute here, I'm getting calls. The top bead is sometimes seen as like a tassel bead, okay? And we can start there. We can start with if we like, I usually learn to offer a prayer to your spiritual teacher. But if you don't have a spiritual teacher right now, it's okay. You can just start with the Goranga mantra. And we started there with Goranga. So we say that just as a way of starting. Now we go down the beads, and each bead is going to be a mantra. So the mantra I think we'll use today is another mantra other than Goranga. We'll do the top bead for Goranga, but we'll go ahead and use Haribol. So you can say that with me, Haribol. So sometimes we say Haribol as a way of greeting, way of saying goodbye, with just recognizing people, sort of like aloha, but just like aloha, it has a deeper spiritual meaning. Haribol means, Hari is the name of the Supreme, and Bol means to sing or chant. So Haribol, when we say Haribol, it's actually a way to remind us to practice in mantra meditation or to remember God. So we say Haribol to start the first one, and then we say Nitai Gor. So Nitai is another name of the Supreme, and Gor, of course, is also one of the mantras we learned from Goranga, which means one with the golden essence. So these are names, we're actually saying names of the Supreme. They are mantras, but they're also names of the Supreme, which are all purifying. So we say Haribol, Nitai Gor, and then we kind of flip it around. We say Nitai Gor, Haribol. So the full mantra is Haribol, Nitai Gor, Haribol. So it's got a little bounce to it. You can actually sort of sing-song it as you go through it, but the idea is to focus your mind. Don't let the mind wander off. If it does that, it's okay. You just bring it back to the practice. And this is after all, a practice. We call it sadhana bhakti. So it is a practice. Sadhana means to practice, because this is a new thing to us, and it is a spiritual practice, and it is all purifying, and it is pure in itself. But we are very convoluted by the material consciousness, so we may go in and out, find ourselves attracted by thinking about things in our mind, or something somebody said or whatever. And so it is a practice. So we're practicing to try to get the taste that we find ourselves more and more attractive, which we will by the practice as best as we can, to practice this more purely, and be more attracted to it. So we start with this Haribol Nitai Gor Haribol. Now when we do that, we go down to the next beat, and we say the mantra again. So we'll practice this together from the top. So if you don't have any beads with you right now, it's okay. You can just touch your fingers for now. And if you get some beads, you can practice these. But if you have some beads, pick them up. Try this out with me. Okay, here we go. Goranga. All right. Haribol, Nitai Gor, Haribol. Now, if you like to just close your eyes, or you can look at the picture of Krishna Balaram behind me, who is not different than Nitai Gor. So you can focus on them if you want during this practice. So we'll continue. Haribol, Nitai Gor, Haribol. 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 Okay, so that is about 54, about halfway through my beats. Not too difficult to do, and actually quite enjoyable. And you can actually do these practices if you feel like you want to go for a walk in the morning and go by nature, a pond or a lake or the ocean or the mountains, wherever you might be, or just around your neighborhood is fine too. And it's good. It's a good way to get your exercise in, but also to get your practice in every day. So the most important thing is actually quality over quantity. So it's not really so important that you do a whole lot and do them kind of like in and out all over the place, because trying to do too much at once, it's kind of like practicing at the gym, and you haven't really been working out in a long time, and you try to just go all in 4 hours and lots of weights, and you're just like, kill yourself practically. So it's a conditioning kind of thing. So, you know, you can start with like 10 beads and just put that as a daily practice. So the quantity is not as important as the quality and the consistency. So just similarly as if you go work out once a month, it's not going to be as beneficial as working a lesser amount of time, but consistently throughout the week, right? Get more fit, more healthy that way. Same thing with your practice of your sadhana bhakti. So take your beads, start with a certain set amount and try to do those every morning. And the best way to do it is actually do what we call solitude time. So, you know, you can practice it at any time of the day. Really, there's no hard and fast rules. But one good way of starting your day is just shutting the doors, closing the windows. You know, no distractions, no computers or cell phones. Just take a moment to do your sadhana practice, and I'm going to teach you kirtan here in a minute. These are things that you can do in the morning just to get your day started. Spend some time with your meditation practice and set the, you know, for me, it's really a nice way to set the pace for the day. I find that I'm actually able to handle things a lot better. My mind is not bothering me as much just when I have this practice to do in the morning. So we have Gauranga breathing, we have the japa meditation, and so the third one is actually called kirtan, and for that I'm going to play the ukulele, as we can, or as everyone else in the world calls it, the ukulele. But here in Hawaii, it's the ukulele. So for this, we actually I'm going to introduce some more mantras for you to chant with me. It's okay if you don't get them right the first time. Just keep practicing. And this channel is full of a lot of kirtan and practice, so that you can actually practice your kirtan by listening to it. It's wonderful. And also going to the YouTube channel and listening to it there. So what I do in this practice, the kirtan leader, which is me in this case, will sing the mantra. So you over there on the other side of the phone will just listen, sit back and listen the first time through to the mantra. Focus your mind, your heart, and, you know, once again, put those thoughts and other things that go on in your mind just aside and practice in this meditation. It is a meditation. It's called kirtan meditation. And the second time through, you can sing back with me. So even time through, sing back the odd times, first, third, fifth, whatever it might be. You know, just listen. Okay. Or you can just sing along the whole time through, or just sit back and listen. Haribo, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Haribo. Okay, sing with me. Haribo, Nitai Go, Nitai Go. My turn. Haribo, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Haribo. Your turn. Haribo, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Haribo. Okay, gonna introduce the Maha Mantra, so listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hold up now, don't sing yet. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, your turn. Sing with me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. mantra. Here we go. Goranga. Okay, with me now. Goranga. It's our first mantra, remember? Go, my turn. Goranga. Okay, sing with me. Goranga. Okay, go back to the Maha Mantra. Here we go. Listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, sing back with me this last time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Short and sweet. Sorry if that's really short. I know it's a lot of fun. Actually, kirtan is really wonderful when you can sing it in large groups and a long time. So in that case, I recommend to please go to the Facebook page. We have a great library, and also our YouTube channel, which we're uploading the videos from the Facebook page. So there's lots of kirtan in that. But basically, to wrap up our mantra meditation, we have 3 forms that you can practice: the Goranga breathing, the japa meditation with the beads, and the kirtan meditation. So now I do have a lot of these experience meditation. I teach it once a month, and you can actually find these videos in the YouTube channel in the experience meditation. There's anytime you get confused about like what am I supposed to do again? You know, it's like I can't quite remember. It's just go to the channel. You can practice the mantras with singing along with the kirtan leaders on those in the library there. And also, if you want to know more about the meditation and remember those things, just look under Experience Meditation, the playlist in the YouTube channel. There's lots that I'm uploading, and there's some other people that teach it as well. I'm trying to think of the other. There is another god sister of mine who has taught these mantra meditation classes before, so you can find it basically there, and just in case you forget anything. So in the meantime, that is all for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. For Yoga Kirtan Hawaii, we have a Transcendental Thursday that I'll be teaching on Thursday, Hawaii Standard Time at 7. And then if you're interested in the philosophy more about yoga wisdom, we have a monthly Bhagavad Gita class on Tuesday nights at Hawaii Standard Time at 7, which I'll be teaching. We read from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and we talk about that in the philosophy. So if you're interested in that, please tune in on that. Until then, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next time. Namaste.